Here's everything that happened on day one that Prince Harry was meant to be in court for his case against Mirror Group newspapers. First thing, Prince Harry wasn't in court, even though the judge believed that he should have been. It seems that the judge was quite surprised by Prince Harry's no-show. Earlier on, in a different part of the trial, he made a direction, sort of a ruling, to both sides that they should have a witness ready for day one to give evidence and to be cross-examined just in case the opening arguments didn't go on for as long as anticipated. Now, the lawyer representing Prince Harry, who is the celebrity barrister David Sherborne, he said that he believed that the opening arguments was the only thing that was going to happen today. But the lawyer representing the Mirror Group newspapers said that he had purposefully reduced the amount of time that he was going to give for his opening argument so he'd have more time to cross-examine the Duke. That meant that when Prince Harry was not here today, the claimant's lawyer saying it was because Prince Harry only flew in last night, so Sunday evening he left Los Angeles and only got back to the UK late because he was celebrating his daughter's second birthday. It then meant that the Prince would not be coming until Tuesday. That's something which the defence barristers said was deeply troubling because they were only alerted to it to the end of last week. Now, through the court case, we're going to hear from various witnesses, but what we heard today from the lawyer representing not only Prince Harry but the three claimants is that it was striking that there are no journalists from the Mirror Group newspapers who are going to be giving any evidence. He thinks that that is quite telling. He also said that it's quite telling that the Mirror has already apologized to Prince Harry for one instance of illegal gathering of information. He says it would seem implausible that there was only happening on that one occasion. Now, the Mirror has apologized for that instance, but it says it's going to contest the rest of the claims. In total, there's going to be 33 stories that are going to be looked at. The Prince had originally wanted 140 plus stories to be investigated, but that was going to take far too long. Now, we heard today as well from David Sherborne talking about and giving some examples of the types of stories that he believes come from phone hacking, from private investigators being used. Stories where Prince Harry was still a child and his mum, the then Princess of Wales, coming to visit him. That story then having exclusive details which were reported in the press. The argument from the claimants is that that only could have come via illegal means. Another story which appeared was that Princess Diana, with her friendship with the former actor Michael Barrymore, at the time when he was struggling to come to terms with his sexuality, struggling with coming out as gay, that Princess Diana had been in touch with Michael Barrymore at the time. She said that they'd had these private meetings, I think 6 in total, and during the course of those meetings, everything was kept as secret as possible. However, Mirror journalists then got in touch with the royal household to ask about these very specific meetings. She then apologized profusely to Michael Barrymore, and in a letter that was sent back to her and read out in court, he said that it must be that Mirror journalists were listening to our phone calls. The problem that the claimants have in this case, though, is that there is no real smoking gun. And so today we heard from Andrew Green KC, who is that lawyer who's representing Mirror Group newspapers. He said there is no evidence to support a finding that any mobile phone owned or used by the Duke of Sussex was hacked. Zilch, zero, nil, de nada, niente, nothing. A whole host of different ways of trying to say that there is zero evidence. He said another striking fact is that the Metropolitan Police, during their investigations, had never suggested to the Duke of Sussex that his phone was hacked. He says it all points to the fact that MGN journalists, those for Mirror Group newspapers, were not the ones intercepting the Duke of Sussex's phone. This trial is going to cause quite a lot of heartache, it's been expected, for the Prince, because when he is cross-examined on Tuesday, it's not going to be like the previous interviews with Oprah Winfrey, with ITV and other international broadcasters, which critics have accused of being soft in places. It could be quite brutal. The barrister for the newspaper publishing group is really going to try to put Harry on the spot. He's going to be under oath. He's going to try to undermine his case to make him look weak. That is, after all, what a barrister does. And he's going to delve into very personal topics for the Prince, including the breakdown of his relationship with Chelsea Davy, one of his very first girlfriends. Prince Harry says that was because of the tabloid press. He's going to probably touch upon his relationship with his mother, Princess Diana, which we know is incredibly sensitive, and again, something which the Prince holds the British press responsible for, at least in part, which led to her death. But there's also the potential that we're going to be seeing the discussions of things that were raised in the book Spare, including the fact that Harry had previously taken drugs. Now, those drug revelations are not only the subject of the court battle here, but also on the other side of the Atlantic, with a conservative think tank pressing US judges to reopen the Prince's visa decision and application, and to see whether the Prince at the time had admitted to taking drugs then. This is a case which is now set to rumble on for the next 7 weeks.